A2A style, if we can get on offense, get the run game in tune, and get one more receiver, this team reminds me of my 70s team. Smash mouth ball with big
Okay.
play passes. Hashtag
Okay.
14 got to catch the ball.
Shout out to A2A Styles, always dropping those fire comments, make you know we're gonna react to all of that. And if y'all are digging how we doing it today, hit that like button one time for the culture. Excuse me, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Yeah. I could definitely see what you mean though, man. If running game can't consistently produce like this, it makes us very, very tough. And I, yes and no about this whole wide receiver situation. Yes, another wide receiver's production would help our offense out a lot. But at the same time, I do feel like we still are leaving plays out there that could be made with the receivers that we currently have. And, I think that that's something that if we're just a little bit more intentional with it, maybe we can get more out of those guys versus having to necessarily go out and get somebody. The guy I'm specifically talking about is Calvin Austin. Past couple of weeks, man, this dude's been getting more open, more consistently, and I just don't think that he's
Justin
the
Fields might
focal
not be able
point.
to see him.
And that's fair.
That's what I was wondering on the pass that he made to him down the field. Because it's like a good pass.
I'm with
But it's
you.
like Calvin Austin's so small. I'm wondering,
I'm
does
with
Fields
you.
even see him behind the Raiders defender?
I'm with you. But
Man.
that's the one thing I would say. I think Calvin has been doing a really good job this season of getting open, creating separation, and on the handful of times that Fields sees him, they got a nice connection and he catches the ball natural with his hands. I just don't think that we targeted him enough right now. Like, I don't think that when we're going through the progressions, it's like GP move, use your legs, and then, all right, afterthought, we'll get to Calvin. I just think that if we could kind of talk that through a little bit more and say, hey, man, that's not there, but this right here, this is actually winning a lot. I think that we would have a little bit different feel for the offense, specifically our receivers. And I also think that it would open it up even more so running game wise, because I felt like Raiders eventually started back off a little bit just because of how the flow was. They didn't try to run blitz Najee every single time he was out there, because we did make a couple of plays to kind of make them respect us. But I just think that getting Calvin a little bit more targets in this thing, or just being a little bit more the same way we saw them being intentional with GP. I think we could all agree through 4 quarters, we could tell you they're trying to get GP this football. They're scheming up stuff, aligning them in certain places. They're even just saying, yo, if you're going to take a shot, yo, I don't care that this is open. I want that shot right there, which I'm fine with. I just would like to see a couple of those go to Calvin's way as well, because I think that he's one of those guys that we haven't really capitalized on. And if you watch him enough, you see him running around and he's kind of been free more times than not. So that was my only, when we're talking about this specifically, the receiver part of, do we have to get another guy? I think Calvin is playing a little bit better than the credit is being given to him.
It still doesn't take away from us getting an outside guy, though. Calvin could be that guy like in the middle, working the middle for us.
I'm with you. The reason why I say no is I just think if my mindset is GP is going to continue to evolve, and he's another conversation, right? But I just feel like if he is going to evolve to where I think he can go, then Calvin, I think, is the nice compliment based off of how we're running our offense without having to change the identity of it. You know what I mean?
Darnell and Fryer are out there a lot.
Right, because I feel like you bring in a Devontae, you bring in a Calvin Ridley, you bring in a legit dude. We're not sitting in 12 and 13 personnel as much, because we're going to want that guy on the field. And I think that kind of changes our identity, but it also changes the blocking schemes for Najee as well. He's been running with 12, 13, those bigger bodies. At least this game won a lot more than they, typically do. And I think that that's a big part to help Naj, but you can still run that style offense with the Calvin. And we saw even in this game where, he can still make some plays, but I just think we're not giving him enough opportunities just when I'm just watching it. And it's a couple of reasons, like I said, that kind of have played into that, but I just don't think that we have to go get this other guy to make us better right now.
Well, and that's fair too with Jaylen Warren getting healthy too, and a Cordell Patterson coming back. Because I really think we could utilize Cordell Patterson in the passing game.
Yeah,
a fair amount.
I would agree. The same way we talked earlier, I was talking about dropping the ball off the Naj, making the guy have to tackle him one-on-one. To the same extent with Cordell Patterson or Warren, it's even more of a challenge because of how fast they are. With Naj, just the threat of, he's going to run me over or stiff arm me. With the other dudes, it's like, they will legit run around me. So, I'm with you. We just need them boys to be healthy, man. That's part of what Najee brings. That's part of the, what they say, best availability or your best ability. Sometimes it's your availability. Above Deke said, y'all do see this nice shiny logo from DraftKings. Shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook. Today's show is officially brought to you by DraftKings, only the top rated sports booking app in all of North America. We know they are safe, secure, and the thing that I love the most is they are reliable. And like we always say, man, whenever we're going to talk about any company, we got to have something for you. All right. So for the new customers out there, you download that app, you make your initial bet $5. You're going to get $200 in bonus bets instantly with the promo code MOATS. It's a simple concept, man. And I mean, they got a lot of cool things going on in terms of opportunities to potentially win more earnings, man, when you talk about some of their anytime scoring prop bets and things along that nature. But we also understand that sometimes you get lost in the sauce and it could be a little bit rough on you. You might develop what we call a gambling problem. And if you're in New York, it's a number that you can text. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER.